Hi, this is Sean. So this is a video about Swatch, and basically I thought, are Swatch the saviors of the Swiss watch industry, or do they represent everything that's bad about watches and about consumerism more generally? Obviously, I really love the brand, but it is something that I think about a little bit. The Swatch does kind of encourage buying lots of watches and buying lots of things, and there's constantly new ones, and you're constantly kind of thinking, oh, I'll buy this one instead, and that's what consumerism is really. Obviously, a new square swatch, which is interesting. Might check that out. So when Swatch was first introduced as a company in 1983, obviously the idea was you get an affordable Swiss watch that's well designed, and it rather than the old style Swiss watches, which were for the elite, if you like. And after a while, obviously we had the situation where Swatch now owns a large proportion of the Swiss watch industry, and various brands, including super luxury brands and brands like Omega and brands lower in the tier. And Nicholas Hayek, who was the leader of the Swatch company, has been credited with saving the Swiss watch industry for that reason. But also, I've read a couple of things about the lack of sustainability in Swatch, and also the fact that they're inherently disposable as items. And what do you think? Do you think they're a good brand, a good thing for the watch world, or is it just a kind of shallow consumerist, surface level thing? And I think they are kind of an interesting metaphor for consumerism, because they don't pretend, Nicholas Hayek there, they don't pretend to be anything other than kind of disposable. So here's the Swatch Group, and if you think about all of the brands that they own, it's like a cartel really. Breguet, Blancpain, down to Calvin Klein, Longines, Rado, Tissot, Omega. It's insane really. As well as ETA, the movement company. I personally think I enjoy the brand, and I think that they don't pretend to be anything other than what they are, which some brands do. And I take them as kind of postmodern in the sense that they don't pretend to be anything other than surface. But I do feel that the consumerism and lack of sustainability thing does bother me a little bit. But this is my latest acquisition. I chose this purely on aesthetics. Lindsay Kemp, who I didn't know who they were. I just saw the watch and I thought, that's cool. Is a mime artist. And I mean, this is an interesting story for a watch that just picked up on eBay. £40. Lindsay Kemp is a mime artist, a friend of the LGBT community, as I am. A mime artist who made a film about Jean Genet and had a relationship with David Bowie, and was really a mentor apparently to Kate Bush. And they compared the dial drawings and the strap drawings to Jean Cocteau. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're a French filmmaker and novelist, or they were, they're dead now. So an interesting story, and something that I like French cinema. So Jean Cocteau, I know who that is. This is a cool watch. I've got loads of others that I'm looking at, which it's the subject of this video, if you like. And it's just interesting. I mean, it's from the 90s, and it's one of the art collections. So you get a little pamphlet inside the case with some information about the artist. There's Lindsay Kemp. I'd never heard of this person. I purely chose it based on aesthetics. So, I didn't know anything about the watch when I bought it, and some of the stories that have come up have been kind of interesting. Yeah, and I obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I thought Lindsay Kemp was a woman when I bought the watch, but no, Lindsay Kemp is a man, obviously. And here's a picture that's on the back of the pamphlet that comes in the box with just some of the drawings. I'm guessing Lindsay Kemp drew these rather than it just being drawn by someone else, inspired by them. So these are some of the watches that I'm looking at the moment, some of the swatches. This is called Brain, and obviously there's a cutout on the dial where the brain is, and it's really cool. And I think that's the great thing about Swatch. It removes that snobbery of thinking about what the movement is. This is called Sweet Baby. This is the most hideous watch ever, and I've subsequently bought this since seeing it for the first time because it's just hilarious. I mean, I think I might go down the route of just buying the most hideous swatches I can find because that is just amazing. Whose babies are they? Che Guevara Revolution, this one's called. And, having an anti-capitalist hero on a watch by the most capitalist watchmaker is just hilarious. I'm a sociology teacher as well. This one's called Lolita. Again, hilarious, highly inappropriate, and I love it. And then the last one is called Weightless. My son thinks it's hilarious, and so do I. There's one with a kangaroo on it as well, but this is more expensive. Yeah, just tell me what you think about Swatch. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.